But
Right.
hey, you got me. Bill? Bill's our GOP
Well, first
specialist.
of all, the GOP prefers to be called GOP, as someone in the know can tell you.
Yeah, that's true.
Second of all, I have another question for you.
Oh, he's another.
He has a whole list.
I got a bunch.
By the way, I'd like to thank Liz for trying to get me out of these questions that you're throwing my
I know,
way.
I threw you a lifeline.
No, that was really
Yeah.
nice.
You
Yeah.
used the
Why?
lifeline
We
there.
didn't bring you here for your taste and
Go
ties.
ahead, you're
Clearly.
wasting time.
Obama considers all military-age males in a strike zone as combatants. Is that the right approach when tallying up civilian casualties, or is it misleading/illegal?
Well, look, let's face it. If you've got a couple of pickup trucks and you've got a high-value target that you've identified is in one of those trucks, and say you've got half a dozen 18 to 25 to 30-year-old males in those trucks with them, they're not hitching a ride, right? They're not. I think you can make a logical assumption that in that situation you've probably got supporters or active terrorists in with that situation, like with Anwar al-Awlaki, and Samir Khan was with him, and Samir Khan was killed during that strike on al-Awlaki. And I know I'm getting into the weeds here. Go ahead. I think the answer to your next question is William Howard Taft.
Oh, you're running ahead. A viewer who goes by the name John Gibson, his Twitter feed is Silver Fox, asked, when it comes to all presidents throughout history, which one would you have sex with?
I believe I just said William Howard Taft.
So you are a chubby chaser.
Oh my gosh.
On the record.
A lot to hold on to. And he had that
Can I answer that
handlebar
question?
mustache.
I just threw
Well,
it out of
that's
my
funny
mouth.
when you make it hetero, but go for it. Yeah, the mustache was a tip-off.
Totally kidding.
Well,
I'm not going there. No.
But let me throw out a question. Keith,
Lincoln,
you want to
right?
take this one?
Sure.
Again, say you're the president and you've got a high-value target, and they've got good intelligence, actionable intelligence. You can take a hit on them, a target strike on them, but there's a chance you're going to get civilian casualties. But this is a high-value target. Would you still take the shot?
I don't know. I mean,
that's why he's the president.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Commander-in-Chief. These are the tough decisions that the commander-in-chief needs to make, and they're not easy decisions.
Right.
I think it's.
So you're punting.
I'm
He is
definitely
totally-
punting.
Which president would you have sex with?
That's her.
Liz, which president?
I'm not going to say.
Oh. Was it Jimmy Carter?
No, it wasn't Jimmy Carter.
Okay, all right. Hey, from one list to another.
Andrew Jackson. He's a
I know.
badass.
He had good hair.
Oh,
No,
stop.
he was creepy too.
Stop. Is the DHS Facebook obsessed? You're seeing a theme to how we lead into these stories, aren't you? Well, the Department of Homeland Security has been forced to release a catalog of keywords and phrases it uses to monitor social networking sites for signs of terrorist or other threats against America. So what's red flagged? Well, obvious stuff like dirty bomb, assassination, Al-Qaeda, but also other more interesting choices like pork and cloud and Mexico and Bill Schultz.
What?
Actually, no, that last one was made up. A privacy watchdog group forced the agency to publish the list after submitting a Freedom of Information Act request, otherwise known as a
Freedom of Information request.
FOIA. Look at that. And they described the choice of words as broad, vague, and ambiguous, much like they describe Andy Levy. And note that the list includes First Amendment protected speech, not related to DHS's mission. But the agency says the words are just a starting point. They're just a starting point in searching for natural and man-made threats. And then it's not monitoring political dissent. For more, let's go live to Red Eye's senior national security correspondent.
Don't ever
What were
feed
those
that thing
animals on
after
Star
midnight
Trek?
or get them
Triplets.
wet.
Yeah. What is
That's
it?
a
What is
big
that
no-no.
animal? What was that thing?
It was a
It was a
snowball.
mogwai.
A mogwai.
Yeah.
Albino
Get
mogwai.
at the back of the Japanese
Yeah.
junk stores.
They
Pour
do.
water on
They
that
don't
thing.
eat those,
Bad
do they?
things
Look at
You
happen.
with your knowledge of mogwais. Liz, this list that we're now talking about, as opposed to the mogwais, should it have been made public, or is it perhaps not such a great idea to let the terrorists know what we're looking for?
Yeah, it's not a great idea. Look, these lists have been around, right? I mean, you're the expert, I'm not, but I would imagine I have some sources in intelligence who say lists like this have been around for decades. I mean, so what? But if you look at my computer, you'll just find searches for the next beauty salon or the best pet.
Will we,
store.
Liz? Is that what we're going to find?
Yeah.
Lily?
And by
Top
the way,
10 list of presidents you want to have sex with.
Let's
That's
get
what we're
Liz's
gonna
computer
find.
out here now. Lori, everybody's poking fun at this because it's got words like pork on it. But in all honesty, the word pork was listed under health concerns, under a particular category, along with E. coli and other logical words. So it kind of makes sense, right?
Big Brother's always watching. Privacy, get used to it. This is the world we live in. It's a necessary evil. to Liz's point, I mean, I was looking at the Iran computer hacking story this morning, so I know Homeland is all over me today. You know, so it's unfortunate,
Well,
but
no, in your position, you guys are kind of screwed, right? Because you're
Right.
constantly
We're always screwed.
researching stories.
Exactly. I mean, Israeli hackers, I think, was another one today. So I'm looking at the story, going, "Oh my goodness!"
If they're going to stop school shootings or drug gangs or illegal immigrants coming over the border when they shouldn't be, go for it.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what?
no.
If you're being a bad guy,
Right. And what I
you're gonna
don't
get
know
caught.
doesn't hurt me. So if I don't know you're watching me, hey.
Yeah, I mean, we could
Right.
argue as to the efficiency. Yeah, good point. Hey, Keith, DHS says it's going to add to the list. I mean, if you were in charge, what words would you put on the list?
Canada.
Oh, yes.
Why stop in Mexico?
Word.
We have
No,
three
that's
countries in
good.
this continent.
That's a good
Canada.
point.
Can I get another one?
How about nail and pound and the business? If we're going to go with euphemisms like
business?
pork. I don't know.
As in giving him.
Okay, so package,
What president would you
units.
like to give the business to?
Johnson. Okay.
Exactly.
Because I'm going from here. I'm going to my meeting with DHS, and I think we're on to something.
Johnsons are all JPEGs.
Yeah. Bill, were you surprised your name was on the list?
Yes, very surprised, especially as I don't own a computer. What are they trying to find? Second of all, this isn't the list. This is the secret list. Everyone knows there's a top secret list and a top
good point.
secret list.
Yeah.
And what member of Al Qaeda, no matter how stupid, is going to actually type in the words Al Qaeda? They've got all sorts of different codes for that stuff. All of them you've memorized, and they've probably got that in some other list. Either way, this is why I only email in Klingon, just to be safe.
Klingon.
And you're the
True, I
only
know.
one that can reply.
That's a good
Good
point.
on you.
Thank God you're here because the story coming up later, you're going to be perfect for it.
Or should I say,
You just did say that. Liz, just to get us away from Bill, thank God. The same people who are complaining about this right now would also be the first people to jump up and complain that DHS was unable to stop an attack. So,
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And, it's always after the fact. Quarterbacking, Monday morning quarterbacking. Absolutely, I agree. I'm just wondering what the words Bill Schultz are a code word for.
Let's do it now.
oh yeah.
That's what it's code for. Bill Schultz says, let's do it now. That's why all my emails just say Bill Schultz to you. And you haven't picked up.
All right. So
No, there's another reason for that.
this show is it's so
But
educational.
I avoid HR because it's a code.
HR.
Human
Yeah, it stands for
Oh,
human
yeah,
resources.
good point,
In Klingon,
yeah. All right. Okay. You know what? All right. Completely. The geek meter is going off. Look at this. Keith is
The
saying, I'm never
awesome
coming on
meter.
this show again.
The
From words to
awesome
wheels.
meter.
From words to wheels. From words to we got to get restraints for Bill tonight. From words to wheels. Are we not far from self-driving cars? Last week, a convoy of so-called autonomous autos cruised along a highway in Spain in normal traffic. A world first, apparently. Viewers are sitting up now at their chairs. A professional driver took the lead in a truck and was followed by 4 Volvos equipped with safety systems like cameras, radar, bubble wrap, and laser sensors, allowing them to monitor the lead vehicle and others on the road. And the cars talk.
Please release the vehicle pedals. Please release the steering wheel.
Amazing.
These are the stories I get when I get to replace Greg. That lady is a Volvo project manager, and she said afterward, quote, "It is quite funny to see the passing vehicles. They are quite surprised seeing me not driving the car, but reading a magazine."
Is that an accent?
Yeah, it's sort of an
It was a
accent.
good
don't you travel?
Yeah.
That is awful.
It's an androgynous accent.
Was that from the
anyway,
CIA days?
Yeah.
you
I
were
used
quite
to,
the
I went
spy.
undercover as female Volvo engineers all the time because that's a great way to trap the terrorists, don't you know? Anyway,
real?
speaking of passing vehicles. Oh, to show you what a nice person Lori is, she looked at us, we were laughing, she said, "That's not funny." Well, it is funny.
He's a jerk. He
got
deserved it.
hurt.
Wow. Hey,
Serious
Keith.
road burn
Yes.
there.
Keith, are you excited or are you terrified about self-driving cars? And before you answer that, you can also use the words agnostic or just bored.
Duly noted.
Okay.
I am both. I'm excited that one of my favorite TV shows from my youth, Knight Rider, is now a reality. I think that's
Hysterical. And not
David Hasselhoff has to be a spokesperson now for Volvo, I think.
Nice.
But it's also, I think if this catches on, funeral processions are going to get a whole lot creepier. He's going to have a hearse and like 20 ghost cars following him behind. That's horrible. That's insane.
It's like if you don't have any friends, you can just rent the vehicles and they can show up and make it look like you had friends.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Hey, Lori, what was the name of the car in Knight Rider?
Kit.
Nice.
What did it stand for? No, it stood for something, right?
Awesome.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it stood for awesome. Exactly.
Andy will know.
Yeah, Lloyd, these
Can I
cars.
just ask a question?
Well,
How
no,
is this
because I'm
trying to
different than
think.
cruise control?
What's
Because
that?
that's how I drive.
Yeah, I know they've got the self-parking nowadays, but honestly, Liz, these cars they render humans useless. Does that offend you?
I think it's the most impenetrably idiotic thing I've ever heard. I mean, I love how you bring up Knight Rider. What about Christine from Stephen King? No, but
yeah.
seriously, this is
Good
so
guess.
impenetrably absurd. Driverless cars. This is why we have trains. Okay, and the thing is that really bothers me is, what if you're driving along, you see this in your rear view mirror? Is this going to make you happy seeing this? Why? So you could text and you can read and you can floss your teeth so you don't have to drive? I mean, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Well, no, actually, to answer your point, we have trains so that we can have public transportation that smells like urine. Hey, Bill, you have not yet gotten your driver's license.
Really?
Yeah. What do you make of this story?
It's a mental thing.
Yeah.
I guess I'm not surprised.
Bill?
Do you need driver's
Sorry.
Bill?
I
look
go
this
back
way,
and
this
forth
way.
as to which future movie is most prophetic. One, Idiocracy. The other, Minority Report. In this story, Minority Report is winning. Because in Minority Report, they were very big with touch screens and all that hoo-ha before that was even invented. And now they've got the self-driving cars, which was in Minority Report.
Got it.
But
No, I'm afraid. You know what? Time's up. Coming up.
I have theories.
How long would it take to build the Enterprise? I don't know. I was never a Star Wars fan.